6? Why are you watching this movie at 6? So this started zombies? Generic intro, and that goes me here, back with another kill count. Today we're doing Night of the Living Dead, which came out 56 years ago, which 1968, which is absolutely insane. This episode only has 2.4 million views, so I'm not sure if it got age restricted or maybe people just aren't interested in it. The last video I did, or last kill counts that I did, was Scream 3 and 4. You can check out my reaction to that. I'll leave it right up there. Also, link down below in the description, and hopefully it'll be a place on my channel with all of my other kill count reactions. Go in chronological order every single Saturday at 4:30 p.m. There will be a new one of these. Patrons get them a day early. They support the channel and allow me to have a paywall channel. Allow me to make all these videos. I've been doing like 18, 19 videos a week, and I also live stream 4 times a week, which today I'll be live streaming Undertale as I'm approaching the end of the game, which is absolutely weird because I've never played Undertale when Metaton was certainly something, but I don't know what if this video has, like, you know, copyright issues or it's age restricted or whatnot. I skipped the thing because I apparently has spoilers and it's one of the greatest movies ever, and I should probably not enjoy that through a YouTube video for the first time seeing that. I'm really looking forward to Get Out. I have seen that movie, and then the Chucky movies are also going to be really good, apparently, according to your comments. But let's go jump to Night of the Living Dead. All right. Okay, so it's not age restricted. I guess people just aren't as interested in this.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all
I've never seen it. I know nothing about it. So.
And today, in honor of the late George A. Romero, we're looking at his first ever feature,
I've never heard that name.
Dead, released in 1968. This video is dedicated to him. Night of the Living Dead is one of the most important horror films ever made because it basically created the modern zombie. Prior to Romero's first ever feature, you had your ghouls and you had your voodoo, but this is the movie that gave us reanimated corpses walking the earth and feasting on flesh.
So this started zombies?
But look it up. Everything from The Walking Dead to World War Z can be traced back to this little indie film. And it is an indie film, man. Watching it half a century later, you're bound to pick up on its flaws, like its repetitive dialogue, its painfully slow second act, and shots that are blurry and out of focus. But it's also a masterful achievement in just as many ways.
What was the budget?
Its handheld, realistic shooting style, its slow build of the undead threat, and the fact that the hero was a black guy saving a bunch of white people back when segregation had only recently been struck down. There are seriously a million ways to talk about this film and its cultural impact, but let's rein it in for 15 minutes and just talk about the kills.
I had no idea. I had no idea this was the first one. Oh, GTO.
Barbara and her brother Johnny are here to lay some flowers at the grave of their late father.
I want to say
Barbara's willing to put in some proper grieving time, but Johnny's more annoyed than anything.
Hey, come on, Barb. Church was this morning, huh?
He starts teasing her about how she used to be creeped out by the cemetery.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Dude, those glasses
she fires
are
back
something.
With class.
You're ignorant.
Things get real when a shambling guy in the cemetery walks up to them and grabs Barbara by the throat. Johnny rushes in to save her, but after a short little grappling sesh, the cemetery man knocks him down and smashes his head against the tombstone for our first kill of the movie. Looks like they were coming to get you, Johnny. The cemetery zombie turns his attention to Barbara and chases her into her car. He uses a rock as a tool
that doesn't
to smash
break.
Open the window, something we don't really expect zombies to do nowadays. After she rolls the car down a hill and crashes it against a tree, she takes off on foot, running down the road as the zombie slowly shambles after her. She comes across a dainty little farmhouse and runs inside, slamming the door shut behind her, although it looks like she had a little trouble closing it at the end. I don't know what kind of Teddy Roosevelt aficionado lives here, but it looks like they're not home, as everything's pretty much silent, including the phone line, which is down. As Barbara looks out the window, she sees Cemetery Zombie invite his friends over for a house party, but she knows
let me guess, Johnny's gonna come back,
so she doesn't plan on letting them in. She tries to go upstairs only to find a partially decomposed body, and that really does a number on her. Frightening her so much, she runs outside and into the headlights of a truck driven by Ben, who is about to be the hero we need for the rest of this movie.
Bro just happened to be there,
and tells her his situation. The truck is out of gas, and he's hoping to use the pump out back to fill her up.
They just have a pump in the backyard.
The house, Barbara starts friggin' losing it, and her descent into complete uselessness is one of the most frustrating parts of this movie. Plus, she's running around all willy-nilly with a kitchen knife, and it's making me real nervous, man. The zombies start messing with Ben's whip, and he's not down with that shit, so he goes out there and opens up a can of whoop-ass with a tire iron. Another ghoul gets into the house, but before it can come to get Barbara, Ben stops him and knocks him down. He impales him in the head before locking out the rest of the oncoming horde. Hey,
it is a tire iron, not a crowbar.
Moving its eyes?
Don't look at it.
What do you mean, don't look at it?
Alright, sorry. Maybe just have your extras be better at playing dead then. Ben burns the body, which upsets the other ghouls, then gets flashy with some tools as he sets out to secure the farmhouse. Barbara finally puts down that damn knife so I can breathe easier and helps Ben board up most of the windows. He tells her a story about a flaming gas truck covered in zombies. It's a nice little monologue that really brings out the theater acting in Dwayne Jones.
I started to drive. I just plowed right through them. They didn't move. They didn't run or...
You didn't slow down?
Just stood there staring at me.
Barbara tries to jump in on story time too, telling Ben about her brother.
And he said, "Can I have some candy?" Barbara,
We didn't have any.
Ben's not very impressed.
Why don't you just keep calm?
But Barbara doesn't take his advice. In fact, she freaks out so much, she tries to leave to find Johnny.
What?
And Ben responds with a very of-the-time smack in the face. But don't worry, guys. I'm sure that treatment was a prescription given by a cigarette-smoking doctor to cure Barbara of her womanly hysteria. Ben turns on the radio,
that
which
sounds
reports
about
that
right
a mass
for back
wave
then.
of normal-looking people in trances are committing mass murder across the eastern United States.
That was really the world that we
Zombies
lived
got
in.
that Facebook invite about the house party, so they show up, but Ben lights more fires to ward them off. This whole section gets pretty slow as Ben continues to board up the house and Barbara continues to be useless. He finds a gun in the closet along with some shoes for Barbara, so I guess you could say they're doing all right.
We're doing all right.
Shoes.
Yeah,
he gets a gun,
back
she
to the
gets
radio,
shoes.
Where way
Sounds
too
like a
much
fair
of this plot is
trade.
advanced. A report says over and over that the mass murder victims are being eaten by their assailants. Barbara just stares in response. Hey, I really like these two shots. Could we see them both a bunch more times at increasingly close angles?
Is
Thank
the
you.
music
For
or the
concentration is broken
soundtrack
when
at
out of
least
the
like
cellar pops these two dudes, Tom and Harry. I guess Dick must have been eaten by zombies.
Yeah, Tom,
Tom
Harry.
is the hunky teen, and Harry Cooper's the slouchy bald guy who looks like he just got back from mass on Ash Wednesday. Ben's miffed at them for staying downstairs while he did
The
all
entire
the damn
time.
work securing the place, but Harry insists that the cellar's the safest place to be. It's a nice opportunity
that's
for a little
kinda
philosophical
true.
debate.
We luck into a safe place, and you're telling us we gotta risk our lives just because somebody might need help, huh?
Yes.
I don't know about the cellar
You can
being a
always
safe
count on
place.
zombie films to bring up arguments about morality and logic, and it's one of the most appealing parts of the subgenre.
anything other
In
than
the
a
middle of
tornado,
the repetitive
I'd rather
debate,
go
some
up.
zombies reach inside and grab at Ben. He shoots one in the chest, only for the
Oof.
zombie to shake it off, so Ben has to take him out with a headshot. Now that zombie's
Does-
got nothing in his
okay.
brain.
And
All the
this
noise
started the
attracts
whole
one more
headshot
zombies,
thing
though, including this
down
naked
zombies.
zombie whose butt I'm gonna blur so I don't get freaking age-gated again. There's also a
Again,
zombie that
yeah.
eats a bug, so this is shaping up to be the zombie house party of the freaking century. Someone calls Zombie Kid and play. The guys get back to their circular argument, with Harry wanting to hide in the cellar with his wife and daughter who's been bitten. This argument from
she's been
Pathos
bitten?
doesn't really work
How?
on Ben, who responds with a smooth-ass diss.
Well, you're her father. If you're stupid enough to go die in that trap, that's your business. However, I am not stupid enough to follow you. It is tough for the kid that her old man is so stupid.
Harry tells them all he's not going to unbar the door anymore, and Tom gets his girlfriend Judy out of there before the Berlin door goes up. Downstairs, Harry checks in on his ailing daughter and his
Not
freaking
good.
beautiful, elegant-looking wife, who also gets a dig in on Harry.
I didn't know who they were.
Who's
and I
his
was
wife?
about to take any unnecessary chances.
What's that watch?
No wonder this guy's so pissed.
1968,
Everyone's always
what
talking
could it
righteous
be?
shit about him. She gets even more upset when she finds out there's a radio up there, so everyone does a Mad Hatter-style change of places, with Judy babysitting Karen while the Coopers go upstairs. The
That's
group finds
not
a
good,
TV
but
where a reporter again reiterates that people are
Also,
being
Ben
beaten,
has the
but also
gun.
delivers this hot scoop.
It has been established that persons who have recently died have been returning to life and committing acts of murder.
Okay, that was
Thus,
probably
the
a
modern
really
zombie was born.
advanced
He says that people
filming
need to
trick
GTFO
here.
over wherever they're hiding and get to rescue stations set up by the military, and also mentions that this whole situation may
Because
be
they
caused
obviously
by
didn't film a
radiation
real
from
TV 'cause it wouldn't
satellite
look that
recently
good.
returned from Venus. Yeah, I guess that little
Venus?
tidbit didn't quite make its way into future popular depictions of zombies. This one did, though.
Well, how long after death, then, does the body become reactivated?
We haven't seen anything
Only
to
a
be.
matter of minutes.
So yeah, maybe double check that Kid Cooper down there is still breathing. They embark on a plan to gas up the truck so they can get to a rescue station, but only after Tom and Judy steam up the place
how do
with
you
this sexy
win?
makeout session. Oh boy, y'all gotta get the Hays Code reenacted. As Harry throws
What?
Molotov cocktails from the upstairs window, Ben and Tom rush out to the truck.
Which is
Judy freaks
fortunate
out
that
and
didn't
follows
spread.
because she just can't stand the thought of being separated from Tommy Hot Lips. They fend off the zombies with a torch and get to the pump.
They're
but when
afraid
the
of
key
fire?
doesn't work, Ben shoots it with the shotgun, and Tom friggin' sprays the truck down with gas. This just makes me question if people knew how gasoline worked in 1968.
They
These
had
guys
to.
apparently don't, because the truck catches fire.
Yeah,
Tom
no.
and Judy know the best way to deal with fire is to just
drive
run away.
faster.
So they drive
Yeah.
out, but when they stop and try to get out, Judy gets ambiguously stuck. The truck blows up, and the
How does she
star-crossed
get
lovers are
stuck?
instantly incinerated. They're later eaten by the zombies, which I remember made me
cooked.
cry as a kid, and my mom tried to comfort me by saying they were just like fried chicken for the zombies now. I think it worked at the time, but in retrospect, what the
Wow.
fuck kind of comfort is that to offer your 6-year-old child, Mom?
6?
When Ben
Why
gets
are
back
you
to the
watching
house,
this
he finds
movie at
himself locked
6?
out because of Harry, so he has to bust in and give Cooper a cold-ass Luigi death stare. After boarding the door back up, he gives Harry a beat down, just punching him all over the house. Face punches, apparently the cure for hysteria and cowardice. After that, it's time to advance the
He's
plot
not even,
with
like,
another
fighting
news
back.
report, and the anchor tells us that armed posses are out trying to restore order and that ghouls can only be
Did
killed by a
handguns
shot
not
to the
exist?
head.
Kill the brain, and you kill the ghoul.
This news report also gives us the
So
best
technically
freaking
not
line in the
ghouls.
movie when the police chief gets interviewed by a reporter.
Are they slow moving, Chief?
Yeah, they're dead. They're All messed up.
All of a sudden, the lights go out, and Harry tells his wife about how he wants to get that gun because he don't trust Ben. The zombies take tools to start breaking through the barricades. Again, kind of weird to see, but their methods prove effective as they distract Ben enough for him to drop the gun. Harry grabs it and points it at Ben, so when Ben has the opportunity, he knocks it out of Harry's hand and wrestles it back from him. Then he just straight up shoots Harry in the chest, who stumbles down into the cellar and dies at the foot of his daughter's sickbed. Not sure about the ethics of what Ben did, but you know, that's what you get for being such a little shit, Harry. Back upstairs, Helen escapes the frisky zombies and comes downstairs to find Karen nomming on her pops. With Karen having died for sure now, we can put her on the kill count as our 5th victim in the film.
She's now a zombie,
just gotta have her pops. Karen then
under the new rules, wouldn't the zombies outside count?
Begins after Helen trips and falls onto the ground. Karen grabs a trowel and stabs her mom over and over again as the crazy sounding effects warp Helen's screams into terrifying nightmare echoes.
It's like,
It doesn't matter how old this movie gets. This scene is always going to stick with you. Upstairs, the last two humans are losing their battle against the invading hordes, and things only get worse when
Why are those zombies all coming there? Because the cemetery?
He's coming to get you, Barbara. And get her he does, pulling her out into the sea of the undead outside so they can all eat her up.
She's gone.
And it's only going to get bleaker. The zombie house party gets real bumping, with everyone's favorite cemetery ghoul dropping by to make an appearance.
Hey, welcome back.
Coming up from upstairs to get in on the action. Hey, that kid don't look 21. Get her out of here before she gets us all in trouble. Ben locks himself in the cellar, somewhat ironically.
In the cellar because he didn't want to go there before.
Harry it was a death
and now he's going to be stuck in there with Harry.
After he finds Harry and Helen both dead on the ground. Harry starts to reanimate, but Ben puts him down. Then before he can even get a breather, Helen reanimates too. But he's quick to shut that shit down as well. Then he takes a knee like he just got iced and bunkers down for a long night in the basement while the zombie party rages on upstairs. Morning comes, and for once, we're supposed to feel relieved by a huge group of armed rednecks on the prowl. These guys are going to rescue our hero, right? And we're finally going to have a happy moment in this movie full of despair. After all, they've got great aim, putting down plenty of zombies from far away. Look, Ben, the zombie house party's finally over.
That's great aim. Those are all headshots.
Semisonic and cleared the place out. But no, sorry folks. The yokels see Ben in the window and think he's a zombie, so they fucking shoot him right in the head. Our fearless hero is killed right at the very end, just when there was friendly fire. Some hope. A series of stills shows his body being dragged out of the farmhouse with meat hooks, where it's thrown onto a heap next to cemetery zombie and burned. It's got to be one of the biggest downers of an ending I've ever seen, and it's just one more thing that makes this movie so impactful in spite of its cheap production. Let's cheer ourselves up with some cold hard statistics and get to the numbers.
I mean, when the movie's ending, I'm okay with things going all haywire. You know, I don't predictable. Is
basically every named character. The victims included 4 females and 4 males, and even 50-50 split between genders.
Attack on Titan.
A runtime of 96 minutes. That comes out to a kill on average every 12 minutes.
Not bad.
I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest death to Helen Cooper. Yeah. Not only is it the most bloody, but it's also got those crazy sound effects.
Who's gonna be the worst?
Intense, man. We're watching a little girl stab her mother.
Probably the first guy.
Crazy. Dull Machete is gonna go to Johnny. Dude fucks around in a graveyard that gets his head busted open on a tombstone. This is why you gotta show respect for the dead, dog. Shouldn't have been so ignorant. And that's it. Night of the Living Dead was released in 1968 by George Romero, who co-wrote, directed, did cinematography for, and edited this movie. Its impact on the genre and pop culture at large is immeasurable, and Romero will never be missed for all he's done. I can't do the rest of his films immediately, but bet your ass I'll do them when I can. Until then, I'm James A. Janice.
The next one,
spin the kill count. Hey guys,
the next one is gonna. Oh, there's the thing. I had to skip it. But Get Out is gonna be awesome. I've seen that movie. It was great.
My patrons like Alan Watterson, Kieran Nichols, Stephen Charles, and Harry Knott.
Also, I'm live streaming today. I'm getting close to the end of Undertale, first playthrough at 5 p.m.
to support me and make this channel better. Next week is Get Out. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next week.
Yeah, Get Out's gonna be something. But yeah, and then we're gonna jump back into the 2 per with the Chucky. We're gonna do both the Chuckies in one sitting, and we have It. And then we have another Chucky? Why did he do It in between the Chucky movies? I'm not really sure. But this was Night of the Living Dead. I did not realize that this started the whole zombie thing and that headshots can put zombies down and that they don't like fire. This really started the genre of zombies, I guess. Maybe the idea of zombies had been around, but maybe this was like the first time that they had been like the way that we know them today, as we see them today, as kind of like hordes of zombies, hive mind kind of deal, and biting being infectious, and I think yeah, I guess that kind of worked. That kind of makes sense. I look forward to reading your comments. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. I don't expect this video to do amazingly, but it was really cool to see kind of what like the very first zombie movie. But like I said, Get Out next week is going to be awesome. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Hopefully I made it a tiny little bit better. But until next video, take care and keep the music.